Houston is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers and the 2010 F-150. By Jack in the Box. By the Progressive Insurance Group. And by Southwest Airlines. Inside, because of the threat of rain and high winds this afternoon, the roof is closed tonight. It's only the second time this season. The roof to Minute Maid Park has been closed. Roy Oswalt ready to go to work. Chris Dickerson in the box for the Reds. Reds are going for a sweep of this series. They move on to St. Louis for a 3-game set over the weekend. The Astros are headed for Atlanta for 3 games over the weekend after this one tonight. Dickerson, a .238 hitter, has no homers, no runs batted in. Third baseman Pedro Feliz is on the grass for him. He takes an Oswalt fastball, strike one with the crew chief Mike Riley working home plate. That's the way the fielders look for the Astros. Dickerson started back-to-back games, the 22nd and 23rd of this month against the Dodgers and Padres. This is his first start since then. He grounds that one foul past first base coach Billy Hatcher. It's an 0-2 count.
The starting pitcher is brought to you by Suzuki. It's Roy Oswalt. Boy, the last 2 starts, he's been good all year, but last 14 innings allowing just 2 runs. Scott Rowland has not had success against him, a .205 lifetime average. And Roy, 3rd all-time in wins from the state of Mississippi. If you know numbers 1 and 2, you go to the head of the class.
Yeah. The bouncer goes foul. Still 0-2 to Dickerson.
Claude Passeau, P-A-S-S-E-A-U, is number 2. Guy Bush is number 1.
Ooh.
With 162, so he's got a ways to go. But they're within sight to be the winningest pitcher all time from the great state of Mississippi.
Shooting for win number 140 of his career. Joe Niekro has the club record 144. And Dickerson tried to check, but third base umpire Chad Fairchild rings him up for a strikeout for Oswalt.
Changeup has been a very effective weapon for Roy here in the early going in 2010, and that's what he finished Dickerson off with right there.
It's Dickerson followed by Brandon Phillips, Joey Votto, Scott Rowland, Jay Bruce, Orlando Cabrera, Lance Nix, Ryan Hannigan, and Bronson Arroyo. Reds are 7th in the league in runs scored.
I was going to say the Suzuki starting pitcher, but we already did that.
Okay.
I just don't want to mess up the karma. Whoa! See what happened when you do the scouting report before the lineup?
Yep.
Strange things happen.
That is not a balk. Nobody on base.
He's caught that clean on the front foot. I'm sure there's about 30 guys yelling sniper from both dugouts.
But JD has been studying the balk rule. He can tell you quickly that is not a balk. And he gets a strike on Phillips. Phillips is 1 for 8 in this series with a couple of walks. He's been elevated to the number 2 spot in the lineup. Dusty Baker trying to get him going. He's hitting .210 with 2 homers, 9 runs batted in, but counted upon to be a solid RBI man. Roy works off the first base side of the rubber. That hit goes to left field. And Phillips with good career numbers, .323 lifetime against Oswalt, is aboard.
Sometimes it takes a pitcher a while, even in your home ballpark, to kind of get used to the mound and settle in out there. Here's the help defensively. Outfield lead Born and Pence. Infield has Manzella and Matsui in the middle. Matsui making back-to-back starts for the first time in a while. Berkman and Feliz handle the corner. J.R. Tolles is and Roy's regular catcher this year.
Now Joey Votto. He's put together a 3-game hitting streak. Fouls that one for strike 1. He too has hit well against Roy. .304 career average. .280 for this season for Votto. 3 homers. He's driven in 10. Has a couple of hits and an RBI in this series. Votto's a .310 major league hitter for his career. Fouls that one away, and it's no balls, 2 strikes from a pitcher who is 1 and 2 at home this season with a 3.32 ERA. 91 pitches Friday gave him win number 2 of the season against the Pirates.
Coming on the heels of a 7-inning shutout performance against the Cubs the previous start. His fastball has been very crisp this year. The feel for the breaking pitch has been there, and the changeup, as I mentioned earlier, has been a very effective weapon for him.
Phillips is going. Tolles with the throw. Yeah, Tolles hit his hand on Votto's bat.
That should be interference.
Votto just and they appeal on the swing. Now Brad Mills is coming out. They ruled no swing.
This is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that bat was just held out over the plate by Votto, and Toll's hand hit it on the throw to second.
And so would Mike Riley be arguing, well, his body wasn't in the way, and it was just a function of the check swing? And it's a good thing I got that rule book.
Yeah.
You know, if the hitter swings and falls over home plate and impedes with the catcher, it's interference.
Yes.
But I don't, leaving the bat out there like that.
Hit the elbow.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, there's no way he didn't see it, so that must be the case. Mike Riley, as we mentioned last night, has been at this for about 33 years.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled away. Well, the steal by Brandon Phillips, his second of the year, puts him over in scoring position, so that's a big play. The Reds have 18 stolen bases as a team. They rank 6th in the league. Reds were 3-3 on the homestand before this road trip began. They're 1 game under 500 at 10-11. In second place in the NL Central. Dusty Baker in the last year of his contract to manage Cincinnati. 17th season as a manager, 1,324 wins. Foul back by Votto. He's getting a lot of fastballs here. Votto, a second-round draft choice in the 2002 season, 26 years old. From Toronto. The roof is not closed because of the fly ball that was lost in right center field last night. It's because of weather conditions. Line, and Manzala makes the play to the backhand side. Slick play for out number 2.
Yeah, a little check swing there by Votto, but he was able to get the head of the bat on it and got a little steam and a tough hop there. Boy, nice play. Great concentration.
Tommy said he has a lot of scouting reports he can go over, but he really likes to check with the pitcher on where that pitcher wants him stationed. 258 for Scott Rowland, 5 homers, 10 runs batted in. 2 runs batted in this series for Scott.
Ball's not low.
Rowland drove in a pair last night.
Ox tracks will let us know. Hey, here we go.
There you go. Reds have won 11 of their last 12 from the Astros. And they have reversed a trend. The Astros still lead the Reds in season series overall since the 2000 season, 94-65, their overall record. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Phil Boudreau says check rule 606C.
Yeah, I just found it. I've been flipping through the rule book here.
Okay.
Batter is out for illegal action when he interferes with the catcher's fielding or throwing by stepping out of the batter's box or making any other movement that hinders the catcher's play at home base. I would argue that movement hindered the catcher's play.
Yeah. You would have a very cogent argument on that. He just held the bat right there.
The batter interferes with the catcher. Plate umpire shall call interference. The batter is out. The ball dead. No player may advance.
Rowland's a .205 career hitter against Oswalt.
There's another subparagraph C, article D. If the batter strikes at a ball and misses and swings so hard that he carries the bat all the way around, and the umpire's judgment unintentionally hits the catcher or the ball and back of him on the backswing before the catcher, well, that's a different thing. Right. That's not that. No.
3-0 pitch is ball 4, and Rowland takes a stroll with Jay Bruce coming up now.
All right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go downstairs and see if I can stop play here, get this straightened out. You got any attorneys on hand?
Well, I'm sure you can find some. 2 men on now, and Jay Bruce will be the batter. Jay was signing autographs before the game today. Back in home territory from Beaumont. He had 2 hits and 2 walks in the opener to this series. 222 with 3 homers and 8 runs batted in for the season. And Bruce calls time, steps away. Last night the Reds won 6-4. And the Reds also scored 6 runs in the opener of the series Tuesday night, winning that one 6-2. They've had a pretty good offensive time of it in this series. It's there for strike 1. Orlando Cabrera's on deck.
Jay Bruce is what you call country strong. Big, strong kid.
It's no balls, 2 strikes.
They swing and miss a lot. He's got tremendous power.
He experienced an 0 for 17 slump earlier this month. Jay's just 23. Michael Bourne plays him straight away in center. Broken bat looper. Matsui calls and catches. No runs, a hit. 2 men stranded. No score. For this final game of the homestand, Michael Bourne leads off in center field. It's Kazuo Matsui at second base. Carlos Lee continues to bat third and play left field, with Lance Berkman the cleanup man at first base. It's Pedro Feliz on a 6-game hitting streak at third base. Hunter Pence in right field. J.R. Tolles the catcher. Tommy Manzella at shortstop. Roy Oswalt the Houston pitcher. Michael Bourne leads it off for the Astros. He had a rough night last night. There's ball 1 to Michael. He was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts and lost a fly ball on which Hunter Pence was given an error in the all-important 4th inning for the Reds last night. Hitting .318. It's 2-0 to Michael, who has a .423 on base average. He has made a lot of things happen, though, on this homestand. Outfield play, base running.
He's been doing a nice job starting the ballgame off, too. He's been drawing some walks, using his legs to manufacture runs, providing some early leads for the Astros.
Slap foul and line hard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bronson Arroyo was ambushed in his last start Friday against San Diego, a 10-4 loss in which he was torched for 8 hits and 8 runs in 3 innings.
Seems like he's either really, really good or really, really bad.
86 and 85 lifetime. Plenty of both. Bourne slaps it on through the left side. He got one fair, and he's on with a leadoff single.
The Suzuki starting pitcher is Bronson Arroyo. We showed you Roy's last 2 starts. Here's Arroyo's. His last 2, 9 innings total, 13 runs allowed. And a Carlos Lee, Hunter Pence, both with very good numbers against this right-hander. Defensively, the Reds set up this way. Nick Dickerson and Bruce. Big arm in right field for Jay Bruce. Infield, Votto, Phillips, Cabrera, and the 7-time Gold Glove winner Scott Rowland. Ryan Hannigan, very good defensively, and he's off to a great start offensively. He does the catching tonight.
Oswalt Matsui, as JD indicated, starting back-to-back games for the first time in a while. And he takes ball one. Matsui was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks last night. 125 for the season, 1 RBI. His manager Brad Mills talks about how important he is to this offense. He hasn't ranked it up yet. 357 is his lifetime batting average against Arroyo. Left-handed hitters very effective this year against Arroyo. It's 2-0. Hannigan has thrown very well. He's thrown out 4 of 9 attempted base stealers this year. Michael Bourne has succeeded on 9 of 11 occasions. Arroyo is 8-6 in his career against Houston with a 4.90 earned run average. But the last 4 starts have been magnificent for him against the Astros. He's won all 4 with a very low ERA.
Last year 3-0 with an ERA of 1.96 for Arroyo against the Astros. He's a fun guy to watch pitch. He's not a hard thrower, so he has to change speeds. Big slow hook, straight change, drop the arm down, throw a little sidearm from time to time. The big high leg kick. With the man on, he's not using it. Pretty quick to home plate, tough to get a jump on him.
3-1. Arroyo led his club in many pitching departments last year. In wins he had 15. In innings he had 220. He wound up with a 3.84 ERA. Bounce to third. Short hop play. Rowland gets it to second. Brandon Phillips throwing from his knees. Not in time for a double play. And Michael Bourne is forced from 5 to 4.
What happened to Phillips?
I think he just lost his footing. We'll have to see this.
Looking at his spikes now. Boy, nice pick by Rowland, and then a good feed to Phillips. Yeah, just as he dragged his toe to get the bag, he lost his balance.
Yeah, with Matsui, that's tough to double him anyway.
Especially when you throw a changeup from your knees.
We go to Greg Lucas with Carlos Lee batting. Greg?
Tell you something, if Carlos Lee drives in a run, that's going to be very significant, because we had Ron Bolden send us an email and he asked how important it is to score in the first inning. Well, it turns out I researched it last year. In 61 of 162 games, the team that won the first inning won the game. That was with the Astros or the opponents. So getting off to a hot start does make a difference. This year, the opposition has scored and won 6 of the 7 first innings in which they have scored. The Astros have had 3 games in which they have won the first inning. What I mean by that is they either score 1 run and take a lead, or that both teams score and one of them scores more than the other. So winning the first inning is actually a higher percentage of winning a game than the actual overall percentage a team has. So first inning is pretty important.
Especially if you put a crooked number up there. So go ahead and hit one in the seats.
Yeah, that would give the Astros like a 75% chance of winning the game.
Strike 3 call to Carlos Lee. 2 outs. And it's Lance Berkman coming up. Berkman, a .258 hitter, has 2 homers. There's that strikeout pitch.
This one, bottom of the knees, out of third. This time Riley brings up. Well, look at Mike Riley getting down there low. Bearing down, staying on that pitch. Hannigan, a good receiver. His quiet hands. Give the pitcher a good small target. Kind of get small, kind of like Steve Martin. Let's get small. Just create that little pocket.
Berkman hit an opposite field home run in this series. He's hit 2 homers in the last 3 games. The homer came in the 9th inning last night when the Astros got 3, but they fell short 6-4, and that's strike 1 to Lance. He's hit 5 career bombs off Arroyo, and he now has tied his teammate from years past, Jeff Bagwell, with 49 career homers against the Reds. tied for 12th on the all-time Reds opponents list. 50 sounds like a good number. Here's the home run from last night. Too hot to handle. Landry's Crawford boxes. That came off Nick Massett. Berkman with 14 career hits against Arroyo has an 0-2 count with Feliz on deck. Throw goes over. Matsui back. Lance has hit in 7 of his 8 games since returning from the disabled list. And the club has gone 5-3 since Lance returned from the DL. Cuts it inside and Arroyo misses for a 1-2 count.
Arroyo, 2 different pitchers last year. First half in the ERA of 5.38. He managed to have a winning record before the break. He was 9-8, but really pitched well after the All-Star game, going 6-5 with a 2.24 earned run average.
Fouled away. Arroyo was quoted in a recent article on the Reds' problems getting Berkman out over the years. He says he hits anything down and away, which is your safe zone for most guys if you want to stay off their power. He says he hits that ball the opposite way with so much juice he's impossible to pitch to sometimes. You hope you can get inside on him, but sometimes he'll jump you there and hit you out of the park. Great career numbers against Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is a fun matchup because Lance is a very smart, very disciplined hitter. Arroyo knows he can't afford to throw many pitches over the fat part of the plate, so he's going to tease off that outside edge, maybe take a shot inside with the fastball. But especially in this ballpark, I think you're asking for trouble. If you throw Lance a little runner, middle away, moving away from him, you're asking for trouble.
Upstairs for ball 3. Now it's a full count, and Matsui gets to run at first.
Past 9 seasons, there's been 2 major league hitters each and every year with an on-base percentage greater than 385, slugging average greater than 500. Albert Pujols and that man right there, the Big Puma.
Good stat. Fans ready for some action on a 3-2 running pitch. Matsui takes off. Berkman rips one foul. This is a really good confrontation. Well, for people who have watched these two teams play each other for years, this is a very enjoyable baseball, watching Arroyo try to get Berkman and vice versa.
Yeah, because, you know, you hear that phrase thrown around a lot, cat and mouse game. And in this instance, it really is. You know, Arroyo's not really a power guy. You can't overpower him. He's got to try to outsmart him.
And he walked him. On a breaking pitch, a lot of hitters would have swung at that. Berkman takes his 3rd walk of the year, and now with 2 men on, it's Pedro Feliz. Pedro's on a 6-game hitting streak. This is a good situation for Pedro because he has 2 men on base, and Arroyo really doesn't want to walk him here. 275 with a homer, 10 runs batted in. 2 for 4 in this series. It figures that he will get something to hit. It's probably going to be breaking stuff. We'll see. Hunter Pence on deck.
It just depends. And again, we talked about Arroyo's experience and how smart he is. Even though the situation says, boy, you got to throw it in there because you can't walk him. If you're Arroyo, you have to realize that Pedro Feliz is a guy that rarely walks.
Mm-hmm. He's not walked yet this year. It's a 1-1 count. In this series, the Reds pitchers in the 2 games have walked 5 and struck out 19.
Aaron Harang pitched the opener of this series. He came in with an ERA over 8, was really scuffling, and pitched a dandy. And the rookie, Mike Leake, very impressive last night. Our first look at him.
Feliz leads the Astros in runs batted in and in total bases. Royal, 33 years old from Key West, Florida. 2-2.
Location there, not really what you want from a breaking pitch, but he takes so much off the pitch. He's trying to go down and away, and he doesn't really make a good pitch. And he takes so much off of it. He's got Pedro way out in front.
It worked. Arroyo was an all-star in 06. That pitch was 71 miles per hour. He'll drop down. Just did that, but it's 3-2 now, and once again a running count for the 2 base runners with 2 outs in the inning. Arroyo 26 pitches into this game. He went through his last 12 starts last year with at least 7 innings and no more than 3 earned runs in each of those 12. That is one heck of a way to wrap up a season, and he walked only 65 in 220 innings last year. And it's going and it's foul.
Yeah, well, a couple of things. One, he's really smart. And 2, because he's not an overpowering guy, hitters go into a game against Arroyo thinking, I'm going to get something to hit. I want to hit out this guy. He's not a real hard thrower. You're not intimidated by his stuff. And, you know, lie awake the night before, oh no, Arroyo tomorrow. It's not like he's Randy Johnson. So he takes advantage of that. He knows you want to swing at him. So he's going to try to get ahead and then start to work the edges and take advantage of your aggressive nature.
Once again, the 3-2 on its way to Feliz from Arroyo. And it's a fastball, and he struck him out. With no runs a hit, a couple of men left. He gets a second strikeout to end the first inning with no score.
Between the Astros and the Reds, I'm joined by Floyd LeBlanc, who is the Vice President of Communications for CenterPoint Energy. Going to talk about a new program you guys have called Energy Insight. Floyd, tell the folks a little bit about it.
Energy Insight is a set of digital technologies that will change the way consumers use and buy electricity. It will also change the way we manage the electric grid. We're really excited about it.
So how can consumers benefit from this? How can they find out more?
They can go to our website, centerpointenergy.com/energy insight. The exciting part about the new program is that consumers will have the ability to see how much electricity they're using and when, and have the ability to reduce their costs. They get to save money and help the environment. It's going to be really exciting.
That sounds great. Floyd, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So to find out more about Energy Insight, go to that website. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. No score after 1. We've had a lot of things developing in this first inning, and now a different little twist as we have some work being done on the first base bag. Apparently it's not anchored properly.
I think Willie Berry's just planting a little okra out there. I think it's the time. I think it's planting season.
As anchored down in the ground, and apparently there's some dirt that got lodged in there and has to be pried out. JD.
Well, we had a luncheon today, Pink in the Park here at the ballpark, and next week it's Pink in the Park week. Help raise awareness and funds for breast cancer research. Purchase special ticket to the Wine and Cheese Night. That's Saturday, May 8th. There'll be a pregame wine event. It's over in Union Station. That sounds like a lot of fun. Padres are in town. And you can check out the pink cap, T-shirt, and tote bag giveaways. That's all taking place May 7th through the 9th. Tickets available on Astros.com. So we had a big luncheon today to kind of kick that all off. And events all next week.
Yeah, we saw plenty of pink at the luncheon, and there's more here tonight. There's a bazaar at the ballpark, a lot of different stations, and people did their shopping here today. And now waiting for action to resume. Roy Oswalt just a few days ago was at home in Mississippi, tending to the home in which he grew up, which was almost demolished by that tornado. Fortunately, everybody's safe in his home. His mother was in the home at the time. She hid in a closet, and that part of the house stayed intact as the rest of the house was blown to smithereens, as Allison Footer wrote on MLB.com. Orlando Cabrera gets it started in the second inning, 253 with 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. Roy said that experience would not affect his pitching tonight. But when you bulldoze your former house, it's got to get to you a little bit. There's strike one to Cabrera. And his MVP trophy from the 2005 NLCS was ruined in storm.
Have to get that remade.
Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes. Roy really wanted his dad to have that trophy.
I think we're going to have a changeup down and away here.
Okay.
You can read lips.
Ooh, yeah. Well, look at the swing he got from that changeup down and away for strikeout number 2.
This is fun stuff. It's amazing the things you can see with the television camera that the hitter can't. The hitter's up there taking his practice swings, and Roy looks into JR, says changeup down and away. Let's go. Didn't want to waste any time going through a series of signs, and that's smart. And as a pitcher, if you know what you want to throw, and you don't want to have to shake to get there for fear you might tip the hitter off to something, just go ahead and have a signal and just mouthing it's not real subtle, but whatever it takes.
Lance Nix looks at strike one. 188 this season, 1 RBI, 0 for 5 in this series, but 5 for 12 lifetime with 2 homers against Roy. And that one heads for right center field. That shoots the gap and goes deep off the bullpen fence. Nix is turning around second, headed for third. He'll make it there easily. So those numbers do not lie for Dusty Baker. Nix now 6 for 13 against Oswalt. He's on third with 1 out.
I think they were trying to throw him maybe a backdoor slider. Maybe they're trying to come in with one, but he left it out in the outer part of the play. Takes a bad bounce here as it kicks away from Hunter. That may have been the difference between double and a triple for Nix.
The infielders move in with Ryan Hannigan, the batter. 1 out runner at third. Hannigan's on a 4-game hitting streak, hitting .483, 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. He's 8 for his last 11. And ball 1 almost eluded J.R. Tolles down low.
Yeah, infield in here with the pitcher on deck. I would assume that Nix is going on contact. This is a time where the Reds are. You're willing to gamble here and maybe get somebody thrown out at home trying to score because you got the pitcher on deck.
Hannigan picked up his second 3 RBI game of the season Tuesday night. Looking at the signs from Mark Berry. Last year, Ryan Hannigan drove in 11 runs at 251 at bats. He already has 10. Looks at that one. He said he'd made some changes in his hitting. And he is 6 for 9 with men in scoring position. There's a changeup.
There it is. I mentioned it before. Nolan Ryan used to kind of bare his teeth to the catcher when he wanted to throw his changeup.
Hannigan says he's more aggressive now in RBI situations. Strike. It's 2-1. Well, last year he hit 149 with men in scoring position. He's 6 for 9 this year. That's a major improvement. Off the plate for ball 3. 3-1 with Arroyo on deck. Roy said his old neighborhood looked like a bomb went off as he went back and saw cars and trees and homes flattened to the ground.
The population is less than 1,000 there, right? We're in the city, just a tiny little town.
It really is.
It's Choctaw County where the ode to Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
That's right.
What if the Tallahatchie Bridge got damaged?
We haven't heard about that. Now, first and third, 1 out. Arroyo with a 111 average. He has 1 RBI. And Dickerson is on deck. See how the Reds play with Arroyo.
A sacrifice situation here, but Arroyo's a guy who handles the bat okay, so he may be tempted to pull back and try to slash one. So he can't come too hard defensively.
Pops up the bunt off the screen. Arroyo does not have a sacrifice yet this year. He has 42 in his career. Also 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. Mark Berry with the signs. These two pitchers have not faced each other in a major league game until tonight. Kind of crazy. This is Arroyo's 5th year with the Reds. 1-1. JD, you talked about Roy. 4 outings against Cincinnati, 4 no decisions last year. He's drawn Kyle Loesch, Micah Owens, Johnny Cueto. A lot of the others. Not Arroyo until now. He really has not come up against Aaron Harang either since 05. 1-2.
Riley, sometimes this is a strike, sometimes not. But if you're up there to bunt, that's the pitch you want to bunt.
Feliz moving in from third. Arroyo swinging and swings and misses. And that's out number 2. Strikeout number 3. Roy needs 3 more strikeouts to get to 1,500 for his career.
I get the sense that entire at bat, Arroyo just wasn't committed. He wasn't sure if he wanted to bunt, if he wanted to try to slash. He wanted to play a little cricket.
Good block by the catcher Tolles to keep it close. Now Dickerson. Dickerson struck out leading off the game. Chris just turned 28 a couple of weeks ago. He was a 16th round draft choice in 03 by the Reds. Last year he drove in 15 runs at 255 at bats. He was on the DL twice last season. Fastball ties him up and it's strike 1. Astros starting pitchers have a 5-10 record, a 4.03 ERA. Doing pretty well as a group, but just not getting rewarded with the wins for their work. And they've put together 9 quality starts so far in the first 20 games. Bounce foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
Wandy Rodriguez was supposed to start tomorrow in Atlanta. He's suffering with some back spasms. So Brett Myers is going to take the start tomorrow night. Wandy hopefully will be able to go on Saturday. I'm not sure what the plan B is if Wandy can't take the ball on Saturday.
We haven't heard about that. Most of the Astros players probably would prefer to play with the roof closed. It's only the 2nd time this season It has been close. We've had some gorgeous nights during this homestand, but tonight cloudy, threatening, windy. And foul away, and that twilight was the real bugaboo last night for Michael Bourne and Hunter Pence. Tonight's Jack in the Box standing shows you the National League teams that have allowed the fewest home runs this season. Houston has allowed 13. St. Louis is the stingiest with 9, and New York has allowed 12 in that big ballpark, Citi Field and road environments. In Oswalt's career, he is 76 and 27 in this ballpark. Foul away. Good battle here for Dickerson.
So it looks like he may be hurting a little bit. The way he reacted after that swing.
Taking some extra time here to walk around. Got a broken left ankle in 08 on the DL twice last year. Right shoulder surgery after the 06 season. Reds were 5-2 last year in this ballpark. They'll be here 2 more times. Astros have a total of 2 trips to Cincinnati this year.
They're shaking off tolls there a couple of times. They can't get together on the pitch here on 0-2. Took that shot with a high fastball last time. Well, different ways they can go here. And go back up and in with a heater. And that soft curve is a strikeout pitch for him. You know, one thing you don't see very much, if ever, from pitchers anymore is adding and subtracting to get to a sign.
True.
It used to be, you know, instead of shake, 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 if the catcher put down 1 for a fastball and you wanted to throw 2 for a curveball, you just brush your glove across your chest, add 1, or swipe the leg to subtract 1.
Well, Portugal used that quite a bit. Swing and a miss, and Oswalt strikes out the side in the 2nd inning. And Lance Nix is stranded at 3rd after a 1-out triple. That's 4 strikeouts for Roy in a scoreless game.
Astros history is brought to you by the N.D. Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. 5 years ago today, 2 National League 300-game winners faced one another for the first time in 113 years as Greg Maddux of the Cubs beat Roger Clemens and the Astros 3-2. That's one of those games where everybody saves their ticket stub, guys.
Thank you, Bart. There's strike 1 to Hunter Pence. We have a new center fielder, Drew Stubbs. JD, always astute, was noticing that something was not quite right with Chris Dickerson. He left the game after striking out.
Yeah, he just had a funny look about him after that swing. I'm guessing something with the wrist or the hand.
Stubbs in center, and Hunter Pence takes for a 1-1 count. He's hitting 329, 324 rather, in his last 9 games. 213 for the season for Hunter. This grounder goes to Cabrera. And out for Arroyo. Arroyo is one of those guys, very interesting to watch. His assortment of pitches, arm angles. There's Dickerson. Yeah, he grabbed at it there. That foul ball.
Something that right arm. Yeah. Arroyo's one of my favorite guys in the league to watch pitch.
J.R. Tolles will try him next.
That big high leg kick. Stiff legged. Kind of like Lindy McDaniel.
Oh, wow. Going way back there. Lindy McDaniel. You remember him?
Well, if I got the right guy, I do.
Okay.
When you're kids and you mimic people, for some reason, Lindy McDaniel and the big high, straight, stiff leg is kind of what I recall.
Guy with the Cardinals?
I remember with the Yankees.
Okay. I think he might have been with them later on. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Somebody make a play.
Dropped right in.
Look at that. Look at his buddy is more excited than he is. His brother, whoever that little guy is. That's good stuff. He can go home now.
1-2 to J.R. Tolles. 229 for J.R. with 7 runs batted in. He was a pinch hitter last night. Each of his last 2 starts, he has a hit and an RBI. He's caught all of Roy Oswalt's starts. Arroyo spins one up and gets a strikeout. That's number 3 for him.
Be patient. And it sets a trap for you. Try to get you to nibble at that stuff off the plate.
Tommy Manzella, 231 with 3 runs batted in, is on a 3-game hitting streak. He looks at ball 1. Roy Oswalt's on deck. And he takes a breaking pitch that evens the count at 1-1 for the shortstop from Tulane. He was talking before the game about all the different scouting reports available on positioning for the hitters. Left side, and Rolen is there for a quick second inning for Arroyo in a scoreless game. It's the 2-3-4 hitters for Dusty Baker's Reds. Phillips, Votto, and Roland come up. Brandon Phillips singled to left, stole second base, and he's stranded there in the first inning. And he cracks a fastball on a line, caught by Carlos Lee. One pitch, one out in the third. Scalded by Phillips.
Yeah, he was hit so hard he was only about 3 steps down the line when it was caught. Really blistered. On Wednesday, May 5th, the Astros are celebrating Cinco de Mayo with a street festival. It's presented by Budweiser. It takes place from 5 till 7. And a special ticket offer will get you into the game and the festival and a free Los Astros t-shirt. Buy yours today at astros.com/heritage. Mustache, you're on your own. That's not part of the package.
No. Joey Votto fouls it. He grounded out to Tommy Manzella. First time up. Now the target moves in. Gexa will show you the location of those first 2 pitches, working out and in.
Gexa Energy brings us Fox Tracker each and every night.
Roy Oswalt 23-1 against the Reds in his career. Highest career winning percentage against them in history for 20 decisions or more. Bob Welch is second with a .696 winning percentage. Roy's winning percentage against them .958.
Votto was a good hitter, but that was an ugly hack there.
Yes, it was.
A couple of them already tonight.
In the dirt for ball 1. Oswalt has won 8 straight decisions against the Reds. And Cincinnati has won 11 of its last 12 from Houston. So we've got a couple of streaks going in different directions tonight. Fastball tied him up. He punches it to Berkman. Lost to Oswalt. 2 outs.
Ate him up.
He really did.
Roy got his first win against these Reds back in May of 2001. May 14th. Came in relief of Wade Miller. 3 2/3 innings. And beat the Reds. And Chris Rietzman. Kind of fun to look at these old box scores.
Yeah. 45 pitches for Roy.
Chris Truby, Glenn Barker, Darrell Ward.
Oh, yeah.
All in that ball game. Randall Merced.
Scott Rowland walked earlier. Takes strike 1 here. Well, Roy with 139 wins since he came into the league in that game you talked about in 01. It's tied for Roy Halladay and CC Sabathia for first in the majors since 2001 in victories. 1 ball, 1 strike. Combination of Oswalt and Berkman has just been a 1-2 punch to the solar plexus of the Reds. 2-1.
Fox Tracks had it wide.
Roland keeps it back. It's a 2-2 count.
How many All-Star games has Roy made, Barry?
My initial thought was 3. 05, 06, 07. 3 of them.
Okay. Just thinking Roy and Lance both a little underappreciated.
Oh, yeah. Manzella comes in. Good play to get him. Everything had to be just perfect on the transfer, and Manzella threw out Roland. They love it there. It's 0-0. right now. AT&T brings it to you in the movie Airplane. What former Reds pitcher was mentioned by name by Ted Stryker?
Stryker.
Former Reds pitcher. Joe Nuxhall? Probably not. We strike one to Roy Oswalt. He's 1 for 5, and the Astros pitchers are leading the majors in batting average of .281. Royal throws one in and quickly moves out in front of the count. 0-2. He's thrown 5 of 9 first pitch strikes so far. Murphy breaking ball upstairs gets him a strikeout. That's number 4. Frisbee pitch.
Drop down, roundhouse curveball. I knew he was out. He starts to walk. Looks like here's a perfect play back.
Michael Bourne single between third and short. As the only Astro ahead, Lance Berkman with a walk is the only other Houston base runner. This one in the air through Stubbs back into left center. 2 outs for Arroyo. What Reds pitcher was referred to in that movie Airplane? AT&T trivia will give us the answer now.
It's pretty fancy there. Loading.
Pedro Borbon.
And he was being pinch hit for by Manny Mota. And of course, Borbon and Mota never play together, but it's the movies.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. It's the movies. His son Pedro played here, lefty reliever.
Oh yeah.
Matsui takes ball 1.
You know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in that movie.
Okay, that's
role,
right.
That role of the co-pilot was originally offered to Pete Rose.
Was it?
Yep. But they filmed during the baseball season.
Okay.
Charlie Elson's not going to take time off in baseball season.
No. 2-0. Matsui wearing that padding right knee, which was bruised by the foul ball several days ago. An ugly bruise on that knee. It's 3-0. Carlos Lee on deck. Three balls, 1 strike for Bronson Arroyo. Drafted by Pittsburgh in '95 in the 3rd round. Boston claimed him on waivers. Traded him to Cincinnati in '06 for Willie Mo Pena, and he has just walked Matsui. Second walk of the night for Arroyo.
Arroyo named after Bronson, or Charles Bronson. Where is Willie Mo Pena these days?
No idea. That's a very good question.
He hit it a long way. Only missed too much though.
Yeah, he's got tons of power. Carlos Lee struck out looking in the first. Jim Bowden really thought he was going to be a major star, though, with the Reds. And with Washington, too, I believe he got him there.
Yeah.
Funny how some general managers, when they switch jobs, reacquire players they got before with their other teams.
Well, we've seen Ed Wade do it here with ex-Philly guys.
Yeah.
It just stands to reason, guys that you know and you're convinced to draft them or trade for them at one point. And, they got a little something left in the tank, and you know their history. Horn deal's worked out pretty good. Myers so far has been good. Jason Michaels, former Philly.
Cracked bad looper. A hit to left field for Carlos Lee. Matsui to second base. And the Astros have 2 men on the way they did in the 3rd inning. With Lance Berkman coming up.
Now the hit's coming few and far between for Carlos Lee, so he'll gladly sacrifice a bat for a knock at this stage. He'll probably give you a 2-for-1.
Berkman, who walked in the first inning, now gets a shot with Matsui at second, Lee at first. Lance did a great job today with his part in the luncheon, making the Park luncheon. Interviewing Brad and Rhonda Mills and the Sampson family. Provoked some laughs. Got some good lines out of him. Oh, he was really into his element today.
He was like, I don't know if you remember the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer got the set from the Merv Griffin show and had his own talk show. That's what Lance had going on.
Yeah. Inside for ball one.
He was comparing himself to Oprah.
Yeah. He had the guests on the couch and he was seated on the chair. It's a new timing device for Lance with that bat on the ground.
I don't think it's new.
Line to second, and it's out number 3. No runs a hit, 2 men stranded. No score after 3.
Astros and Reds, but it's time for our progressive fan of the game, and he is Brian Gillum, who is just 17 months removed from heart transplant surgery. Amazing. How you feeling?
I feel absolutely wonderful. Doing great. Thank you.
You must feel pretty good because you were thrown out the first pitch tonight. How'd that go?
That was nervous, but it didn't bounce. So that was my goal, is to get on top of the rubber and not let it bounce, and I did that, so I accomplished my goal.
Well, the good news is he got this done in time and got out of the hospital in time to see both daughters get married. That's pretty neat.
Actually, I had yeah, that's right. I had my transplant after my daughters got married, but yeah, I've been very lucky. I was blessed by the people at Methodist Hospital, took very good care of me, and that's why I'm here today.
17 months removed from heart transplant surgery, and he's at the ball game. He's got to be the progressive fan of the game. Hey, Brownie?
Oh, he does. Good work, Bart. 1-1 the count on Jay Bruce. He hits one to right center field. And that one's a gapper. Michael Bourne picks it up on the warning track. Bruce into second base with a double, his 4th of the year. And the Reds have hit that gap twice tonight. Nix hit it. His second inning triple.
Yeah, 1-out triple. Roy was able to strand that base runner. Now another challenge in front of him with his leadoff double. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, middle in, up a little bit. That's Bruce's strength. Good fastball hitter. Doesn't mean you can't throw him a fastball yet. You can't just throw one breaking pitch after another. The hitter's going to adjust to that as well.
Lowell Matheny over in the Astros radio booth had heart surgery himself last year. Cabrera struck out in the second inning. He rolls that one off his foot for strike 1. What do we call Lowell now? Quincy Matthews. Quincy for the quintuple bypass. Matthews because he toured the Anheuser-Busch Brewery in St. Louis, and they gave him a diploma with the last name Matthews instead of Matheny on it.
It's close.
Yeah. Chris Dickerson left the game with a sprained right wrist, and he will fly back to Cincinnati. No balls and a strike to Cabrera. Cardinals pummeled the Braves this afternoon 10-4 to sweep that series.
Kid Freeze drove in 6. I believe first major league home run for him today as well. Cardinals have won 5 in a row now, and the Astros will go to Atlanta facing a team that is really scuffling. It's their 9th consecutive loss. Bobby Cox's final year as manager of the Bravos. He won't panic.
Jason Hayward hit his 5th home run for Bobby Cox today.
This is a lot of fun. This has been a theme here in the early going for Oswalt this year. That changeup, not just to left-handed hitters, but to righties. The kid with the new toy.
He's getting terrific results with it. So he's played with that toy a lot.
Well, and boy, you've seen it over the years with a lot of the great pitchers willing to make adjustments, try to find a new pitch, make some changes. After you've been in the league for a while, the hitters get a book on you. It's nice to be able to break out plan B.
Cubs hitters were talking about that weapon after Roy pitched well against them.
Nolan Ryan, he went to the changeup a lot more later in his career.
Roy's been to the mound 4 times this year, and all 4 of those starts have been quality starts. He's given up 3 earned runs once, 2 earned runs twice, no earned runs in 7 innings the other start.
He's made 30 starts in his career against the Reds. In 20 of those 30 starts, he's allowed 2 earned runs or less. That helps explain that 23-1.
It's just been such a consistent picture over the years since 01.
Well, that's what I was talking about last inning, and then the inning ran out. We were talking about Roy and Lance with the numbers they put up over the years. And I think what's hurt Roy is he's had a lot of big second halves. So if they named it end of the year All-Star team, he may have made 7 or 8 of them. But I think if these guys were playing in New York or Chicago or Los Angeles, you could probably tack on at least a couple more All-Star game appearances for each of them.
3 for Roy, 5 for Lance, and the Reds will attest. Cabrera had been batting second, but he's been hitting 6th the last few games. The Reds want his hits to drive in more runs. He's the club leader with 13. Fouls that one away.
The Reds doing a pretty good job here, staying in counts after falling behind, making Roy work. He's up 59 pitches. Typical Oswalt start, it's boom, 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 boom. Things happen in a hurry. You either get him or he gets you, and usually it's Roy getting the hitter.
Now 2-2 to Cabrera. Jair Jurgens lasted only 1 inning today in the Braves' loss. Adam Wainwright went to 4-1 with the Cardinal victory, giving up 3 runs in 6 innings.
Jurgens had to come out with a strained hamstring.
To left field, Carlos Lee. 1 out. Oswalt wins that battle, but Cabrera really made him work to get him. Now Lance Nix.
The first hit, I thought he got it a little better than he did. Must have got it down around the label.
Yeah.
So it's Hansen, Hudson, and Lowe, the 3 pitchers the Astros will see in Atlanta over the weekend. Tommy Hansen, the talented youngster, fireballer, 1 and 2, but he has an ERA of 2.14. Hudson's pitching well. Derek Lowe's struggled a little bit lately. His ERA up over 5 now.
Bud Norris will start Sunday in the finale of that series for the Astros. Nix ripped a triple to right center field.
Roy's MO is usually to be very aggressive and attack hitters, but you could understand it if he was a little cautious here with Nix. Given Nix his history of success against Roy, he got a base open, and 8-9 to follow.
Tap foul. Both these managers obviously went searching for some left-handed hitters for their lineups tonight with the statistical breakdowns. Left-handed hitters for Brad Mills' club in that lineup with the switch hitter Matsui following Bourne and Switch hitter Berkman in there. Oswalt has allowed a 245 average to lefty hitters, 186 to right-handed batters. Arroyo has allowed lefties to hit 112 points higher than right-handers. So both managers have followed that pattern. But now Dickerson, the leadoff left-handed hitter, is out of the game. Coles goes out with a runner at second. Yankees are shutting out Baltimore in Baltimore 3-0 behind A.J. Burnett there in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Again, some difficulty getting together on signs there, and I think Roy told him, here's what I want to throw, here's why I want to throw it, and if that doesn't work, we're going to come back with this. There's a lot of chatting going on there.
If you're pitching, are you thinking how many pitches ahead?
I'm generally, you're just thinking of the next pitch because you react to what happens with the previous pitch. But I think sometimes, in this instance, I'm going to try a fastball down and away and see if you chase. If not, you throw one sometimes to set up the next one, especially if you're 0-2. First pitch is a purpose pitch. And obviously served its purpose.
Good zip on that 94-mile-per-hour heater. Strikes out Nix. That's strikeout number 5. Here are tonight's league leaders, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Winningest active pitchers in baseball are there: Santana, Halladay, Oswalt, Hudson, and Lee.
With Lee about to make his 2010 debut.
Seattle will welcome him back. An intentional walk here to Hannigan. The number 8 hitter getting a free pass. And why not? He's hitting .483, and it brings up the pitcher.
Well, here's the why not. And I'm not saying you don't do it, but this isn't a slam dunk decision because it's just the 4th inning. And you'd like to think that one run's not going to beat you here. And if you get Hannigan, then you've got the pitcher leading out the next innings. That's the why not. That's the either or. I mean, there's no, it's just what the manager, what he feels comfortable with. And given the Astros struggles offensively this year, you can certainly understand Brad Mills thinking and trying to do everything he can to help Roy post the 0 in this inning.
Arroyo struck out his first time up after Hannigan walked. Strike to Arroyo. It's 1-1. Roy trying for his 5th quality start right out of the chute. The only other National League pitchers to have 5 so far are Colorado's right-hander Ubaldo Jimenez and San Francisco's Tim Lincecum. Nolan Ryan is the all-time Astros strikeout leader with 1,866. Roy needs one more to get to 1,500. He's second. Toronto leads Oakland 6-3. Bottom of the 7th in Toronto. Strike makes it 1-2. John Buck has hit 3 homers in that game. We're going to check that. That's make sure that's right. Yeah, he's driven in 5 runs. He's hit 3 homers. Well, Brett Myers got the ball from career strikeout number 1,000 recently.
We did get that ball. That's good.
At least I think he did. Maybe we need to revisit that and ask him. But anyway, he notched his 1,000th strikeout. And now Roy could have number 1,500 ready very quickly for his trophy case. And he does. 1,500 strikeouts for Roy Oswalt, and he gets out of a jam with it. No runs a hit. Couple of men left. It's 0-0 in the fourth. Brought to you by the Home Depot. Slow roller to shortstop by Scott Rowland. Third inning. Tommy Manzella on the run. Wings it to Lance Berkman and gets him for the third out.
And Rowland, a big guy, but still runs pretty well. Nice play by Manzella. He made a real nice play earlier, too, in the first inning. And a kind of in-between hop line drive off the bat of Joey Votto.
Pedro Feliz gets a fastball. It's out of the zone, and it's ball one. He struck out on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning with 2 men on. This one's in the air to left, toward the line. Lance Nix coming over. 1 out for Arroyo. Hunter Pence grounded to shortstop first time up. Tampa Bay is whacking Kansas City 10-1 in the 6th inning. Powerful Rays are 16-5.
See where Bill Belichick sent Joe Madden a hoodie? No. Patriots hoodie, yeah. Because that flap earlier about the MLB told Madden he couldn't wear his hoodie in the dugout, and then they rescinded and they let him. And so Belichick sent him a Patriots hoodie.
Nice.
With his initial JM on it. Joe's going to return the favor and send Belichick a Rays hoodie.
Strike to Hunter Pence.
With a win, the Rays will be a Major League best 17-5.
Their best start ever. Carl Crawford has 3 hits tonight. He's hitting .333 for them at the moment. Reaching, Hunter hits a fly ball off the end of the bat. Lance Nix in left center takes care of out number 2. And Arroyo can do exactly this. He can disrupt the hitter's timing.
Yep, they'll give you that comfortable offer that the hitters talk about. Not going to really blow you away, but it'll just get you out on that front foot, pop you up, roll over on a little sinker. You get the sense, too, that he could do this for a good long while. Got good athletic body. And a low stress delivery. That's the one thing about if you spend your whole career as a soft tosser, you don't really have to make that adjustment. Some power pitchers, when they lose their fastball, have a hard time surviving. Well, this guy's never had a plus fastball. Livan Hernandez, look what he's doing this year.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable.
He really has been. 59 pitches into the game. Arroyo's in a 0-0 game. The 1-1 count on Tolles. 2 outs in the 4th. the slower curve makes it 1-2. Those are his numbers tonight. He has completed 2 of his last 4 starts against the Astros.
Well, that's hard to do, that slow curve, because the tendency when you try to throw a ball that slowly would be to let up, and you've got to get tight spin to throw that pitch to get some good rotation so it breaks. You can't just slop it up there.
Is he the type of pitcher who sets up his fastball with the breaking stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. I think you go to a game against a Royal thinking about all the different off-speed stuff, and then once you face him a couple times, you watch your teammates face him, you realize he's throwing a lot of that off-speed stuff, and you have to respect that.
And Tolles is down on strikes. That's number 5 for a Royal. Pitching duel through 4, no score. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers and the 2010 F-150. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Gullo Ford and Gullo Toyota, who bring you the 5th inning. Beautiful night in Houston, but threatening, so the roof is closed. And now to the top of the lineup for Roy Oswalt in a 0-0 game. Drew Stubbs came in for the injured Chris Dickerson in center field. This will be his first plate appearance of the night. He hit a leadoff homer off Oswalt in Cincinnati last year. Ball 1 to Stubbs, 172 hitter, 1 homer. It was a grand slam, 7 driven in. Ground ball past a diving Manzella, and Stubbs comes off the bench and delivers a hit for the Reds. That's number 4. And he's a threat to run.
On base 3 times last night. Single walk, a double. Stole a base back in the first, came around to score. So despite the slow start, he's starting to show some signs of life.
Brandon Phillips has had 2 good at bats, single to left, line drive to left. Phillips takes ball 1. Stubbs has 5 steals in 6 attempts. And the throw goes over. We were double checking and found a game in 01 when Roy Oswalt did face Bronson Arroyo, when Arroyo was with Pittsburgh. This is their second career meeting against each other. Hit hard, past a diving Feliz into left. Stubbs with a turn. He's going to third, and the throw is offline. Stubbs whisking himself from first to third on the sharp single by Phillips gives the Reds an excellent opportunity here with nobody out.
Great hustle by Stubbs. Carlos laid back on that ball, assuming Stubbs was going to stop at second base, but Stubbs just kept on going. See here, Carlos a little bit flat-footed instead of running through that ball, and then comes up realizing, wait a minute, he's going, and by that time, no chance.
And now Joey Votto bats with runners at the corners and nobody out. Phillips stole second base in the first inning. Fouls back to fastball, strike one.
He's had funny looking swings all night. He continues to attack him with that inside fastball. See if he changes his approach at the plate and tries to turn on one. Watch that front side. See if it starts to leak a little bit.
0-2.
I have a feeling like Roy's in his head a little bit.
79 pitches for Oswalt. Roy's due up second in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fouled away, still no balls, 2 strikes. Let's take a look at Roy's pitching.
Well, it's a very explosive delivery. He gets great extension. Watch how long his stride is. He had that low back problem last year, and that really hurt his leverage. Now, healthier, he feels like he's getting that leverage he needs when he plants on that front side. Last year, it was kind of breaking down a little bit on him.
Votto takes, and it's ball 1. Astros will be in Cincinnati in late May. Their first of 2 trips there. The Reds will be back here June 23rd through the 25th, and then their third trip is here in mid-September.
Phillips with a very modest lead down there at first base.
Manzella steps on second, throws to first, and the Reds get Stubbs home for a 1-0 lead, scoring at a double play ball. No RBI for Votto.
Manzella, you talked earlier about the scouting reports. This double play opportunity, you're going to pinch towards the bag anywhere, but Manzella was even further towards the base than you would be in a normal double play situation. And it really paid off.
Votto hit it sharply, but right at the shortstop, making it 1-0. Now Roland, who walked and hit the ball to Manzella, that little dribbler behind 0-1 in the count. Now there's a changeup, and it's 0-2.
Especially effective with these veterans that have had all the looks at Roy over the years.
You know it. Now that plants a totally different thought in their minds now. When Miguel Tejada was here the last couple of years playing shortstop, he tended to favor playing over toward the hole more. Lined into center field, and that's a hit. Third hit of the inning as Roland socks one on the 0-2 offering.
Well, came back with a changeup, and Roland went down and got it.
Jay Bruce double to right center in the fourth. He's 1 for 2. Here's ball one. Strike one, rather. And Pedro Feliz, too, a different part of the dynamic on the left side of the infield this year for the Astros. He has good range to his left. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the way they stack up right now for this left-handed hitter. Pittsburgh plays tonight at L.A. Detroit, Dontrelle Willis shut out Minnesota 3-0 on 4 hits. Roll to second. Matsui to Berkman. And the Reds scratch out a run on 3 hits and leave a man. Scoring on a double play ball to take a 1-0 lead. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Tommy Manzella leading it off. Pitcher Roy Oswalt on deck against Bronson Arroyo. And Tommy showing bunt takes the big hook for strike 1.
Gives you an idea how slow that curveball is. He showed bunt, pulled it back, reconsidered, thought about bunting it again, all in the same pitch.
That one comes in for a strike, and it's 0-2 very quickly. Arroyo has doled out just 2 singles through the first 4 innings.
See if it comes with a fastball now.
He gets strikeout number 6.
Just a beautiful job of mixing pitches, though.
We join Bart Ennis. Bart.
Yeah, Bill, want to let the fans know that with the You Pick 'em 6-game flex plan, you pick the 6 home games you want to attend and the seat locations. Plans start at just $42. Also, check out our all-you-can-eat, Hunter's Lodge, Division Rivals, and Price Matters Days 6-game plans. Go to Astros.com to purchase your plan and find out more. Bill?
Thank you, Bart. Roy Oswalt struck out in the 3rd inning. One of 6 strikeouts of the game for Arroyo. This one's flared foul for strike 1. Arroyo not pitching like a guy who last time out gave up 8 earned runs in 3 innings against San Diego. Pitching more like a guy who has a 1.69 ERA in his last 4 starts against Houston. Pop towards short. Cabrera. 2 outs. And it looks like it could be an easy inning, but Michael Bourne will come up and try to disrupt that Arroyo plan here in the 5th. He's 1 for 2.
We talked about Arroyo first half, second half last year, and I can't remember. I think it was last year we had that run of 3 or 4 starts where he absolutely got clobbered. And then from there turned it around and really pitched well. And that's, I think Dusty Baker knows he's got a guy out there who's not going to panic if he gets knocked around a little bit. And sometimes those guys you leave out there and they end up giving up a bunch of earned runs. You want to give him a chance to compete and get back in the game, and you feel comfortable that it's not going to adversely affect their psyche. They're going to go into a deep funk on you and struggle for a month and a half.
1-1. That streak he put together of at least 7 innings, no more than 3 earned runs, 12 starts in a row, longest by a Red in a modern era. Last year, a little tap goes to second. Phillips backing up. Makes it an easy 1-2-3 inning. That's 7 straight outs for Arroyo and a 1-0 lead for the Reds through 5. Showing you Bronson Arroyo and a foul ball off the bat of J.R. Tolles, and a well-prepared young fan with the glove on makes the catch. The Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light. Big moment for him. 1-0 lead for the Reds. They bat in the 6th inning with Cabrera leading it off. Cabrera takes, and it's ball 1 to him. Oswalt fastball going up at 94 miles per hour on the board here in the ballpark. That's line to center field. Bourne with a jump gets there. Hard hit out, number 1.
Michael. It's kind of a funky look on his face. Maybe that ball knuckling a little bit. Had strange action, but he got a nice jump on it. Yeah, that's some kind of movement.
Wound up in the heel of his glove. Lance Nix tripled to right center, and he struck out. Taking that one for ball 1. Roy began his career against the Reds 15-0. Then he lost a game in 06. He's gone 8-0 against them since then. The game he lost was at Cincinnati to Brandon Clausen in 06. At the time, he had the best record for an undefeated pitcher against one opponent. 15 wins. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's just had amazing consistency. Did win a game in which he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings in 08, but he had just come off the disabled list that day.
Oswalt's success against the Reds in his career may help to explain Dusty Baker's managing the first 2 games of this series, using Cordero, his closer, in both of those games in non-save situations. And to make sure he nailed those down, thinking perhaps there wouldn't be a save opportunity tonight.
Tap foul. That's Lance Berkman, still 1-2.
Dusty was cracking up down there because I called him Dusty Manager.
Well, he'd like to be Dusty Manager for more years to come, but this is the final year on his contract. So far, no extension. There was a rumor that he had asked Reds management for an extension. That was denied. Lined over shortstop into left center field. Michael Bourne gets in front of it. And that's a single for Nix. A good call for Dusty Baker. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, we were chatting with Art Howe the other night about a manager when he makes up his lineup card and the things he considers. And of course, you look at the matchups, hitter versus pitcher. And talking about, well, 15, 20 at-bats gives you a pretty good idea. Nick's only had 12 at-bats against Roy, but 5 out of 12 with a couple of home runs coming in. That was enough for Dusty, and it's proved to be a good move.
Ryan Hannigan in the hole at shortstop. Manzella, slick play to second. Matsui to first. Beautiful double play to the backhand side, and then he whipped an amazingly accurate throw for the turn by Matsui.
He's putting on a clinic tonight, Tommy Manzella.
1-0 Cincinnati.
Game, bottom of the 6th. Reds lead the Astros this week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Your Astros take on Chipper Jones and the Braves. In Atlanta, coverage of Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Budweiser at a special time, 2 Central, following This Week in Baseball on Fox. That's channel 26 here in Houston. Right after Twib notes.
The crowd waiting for a little run support for the Astros for Roy Oswalt. The Astros trail it 1-0 as they bat in the 6th inning with Kazuo Matsui 0 for 1 with a walk. That was a sparkling double play to end the top of the inning. There's strike one. Matsui, the middleman, on a play started by Manzella in the hole. Bunted in the air and foul over the screen.
Yeah, Phillips is back, as was Votto. So not a bad idea to try to drag one.
That made it into Souvenirville. Lee and Berkman to follow Matsui, who tries to be a table setter. He's a .331 lifetime hitter against the Reds. Smacks that one over second baseman Phillips into right center. Matsui takes a turn and he's on with a leadoff single. Arroyo had set down 7 in a row.
Made the pitch he wanted to make, got to the soft stuff, tried to climb the ladder with a high fastball. Matsui all over it. See where Hannigan sets the target. Gets it up there. Maybe not in quite enough, but just a good piece of hitting. Top hand. Boy, you got to really get on top of that one.
Second time an Astros leadoff man has reached in 6 innings. Carlos Lee fouls it for strike one. He had a broken bat single in the 3rd inning to left field after striking out looking in the 1st. Ted Lilly Gave up 6 earned runs in 5 innings for the Cubs today. Arizona pounced on Chicago and won 13-5 at Wrigley. The winning pitcher in that one was Ian Kennedy. Kelly Johnson, the league leader, hit his 9th homer. Up the left field line, headed for foul ground. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, how about that? Kelly Johnson leading the National League in home runs.
Kind of crazy.
He likes it in the desert. Adam LaRoche hit a couple. Chris Snyder also hit one.
That's a nice gesture by that fan. Give the youngster a real trophy in this game. Yeah, the LaRoche boys pretty productive in recent days. Brother Andy really got on track here, returning to the lineup. 1-2. Fukudome hit a home run for the Cubs, his 4th of the year. Cubs are now 10-13. Arizona's 11-11. It's 2-2 with Arroyo nearing 80 pitches. He's at 78 for the night.
Pitch count not really an issue at this stage of the game for Arroyo, but what is an issue is the fact that the part of the Astros are getting their 3rd look at him now. Nice. Celebrity look-alike.
Foul back by Carlos. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that guy was obviously agreeing with everything Milo said, too. Did you notice?
No.
Got his binoculars. He's ready for action.
He is. He is the essence of a fan right there. Binoculars, radio broadcast. Kaz starts and stops. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Lee. Number 7 for Arroyo. Lee shot a look down there toward first base. A long glance.
Way out of the strike zone. He was looking in. Fastball away, reaches for it to try to poke it.
What are you going to do?
Oh my goodness, we're paying that guy a lot of money. All right. We'll be all right.
Berkman has walked and popped to second. Feliz is on deck. Strike 1 to Lance. The Astros have been averaging 3.3 runs per game. Pretty tough to win on any consistent basis in the big leagues with that kind of an offensive output. They're dead last in runs scored with 66 in the National League. One ball, 1 strike.
Magic number is 5.
5?
Consistently put 5 runs on the board.
Oh, yeah. Well, when the Astros score 4 runs or more, they're 7-3. When they score fewer than 4, they're 2-10. Right to 2-9.
We were talking about Kelly Johnson earlier. I looked at his numbers. 9th home run of the year today. His best ever season. He had 16 in 2007 and 521 at bats. So he was really blowing up.
One and 1 to count. Well, he and Stephen Drew are 2 of the really good middle infield offensive performers in the National League. Side by side on that Arizona infield. And they'll be coming here on the next homestand. 2 balls and a strike along with the San Diego Padres. Astros are gone for just 3 games this weekend. Back home on Monday night for the first of 4 with the D-backs. Followed by the Padres for 3 on a 7-game homestand. Hope you can make it out. The weather's been great with that roof open on most of these games. In tight to Berkman. That makes it 3-1 now. Could be an action pitch coming. Feliz waiting next. Berkman had a 3-2 pitch in the first inning and walked. He hit a 1-0 pitch and popped the second in the 3rd inning.
Let's start Matsui here.
Ball 4. Berkman walks for the second time. That's walk number 3 for Arroyo. 2 men on for Feliz. Feliz is struck out on a 3-2 count and fly to left. The Astros have been out hit 7-3. Just 3 singles for Houston. Bourne, Lee, and Matsui have those. Hunter Pence is on deck. Foul for strike 1. Arroyo at age 33 and Harang are very much the elder statesman of this Reds rotation. Harang turns 32 in about 10 or 11 days. The other guys in the rotation are 24 or younger. Cabrera for 1 and Phillips double play. That ends the 6th with no runs a hit and the runner stranded. 1-0 Reds through 6.
Premium in this one. Astros Baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Steel. Yard care solutions start at steeldealers.com. By Brake Check, we do it right for less. And by Chevy, proud to support youth baseball programs in your community. Kevin Ashenfelder, Steve Sparks back with you here at the ballpark. It's been a situation so far. We want to invite you, first of all, to join us for Astros Live after the game. But the pitchers have been on top of their game, both Bronson Arroyo and Roy Oswalt in this one.
Well, there's been no RBIs yet in this game. The only run scored on a double play. Roy Oswalt, Bronson Arroyo. Roy picking up exactly where he's left off. Bronson Arroyo doesn't exactly look like the guy who gave up 8 earned runs last game in 3 innings against the Padres.
All right, well, we're going to talk all about that and more coming up after the game. Brad Mills will be joining us as well. But right now, we'll send it back to Bill Brown and Jim DeShays, guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Steve Sparks. JD certainly can get into a game like this. Very good pitching duel through 6. 1-0. Now an 0-2 count on Arroyo. Bounces one up the middle. Manzella covers that territory. Throws from the outfield grass to a stretching Berkman and guns down Arroyo.
Wow, is he having a night at shortstop? He kind of break there in that he had Arroyo going down the line. The pitcher, although was a halfway decent athlete, Tommy Manzella has made 4 outstanding plays here. Good decision by Oswalt to let that go and turn it over to Manzella. And building a little highlight reel tonight.
Spectacular out number 1. Now Stubbs turns away from ball 1 in tight. Manzella has just really made some terrific plays in this game. He got Votto in the first on a short hop play to the backhand side. A slow roller by Roland in the third inning. He made that transfer quickly. Took care of a double play ball in the fifth. Started a spectacular double play in the sixth. And now this effort on Arroyo.
He's showing very good range, both up the middle and in the hole. He made that catch on that pop-up down the left field line the other night. Laid out, made a spectacular catch.
Foul ball. Takes the count on Stubbs to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's interesting, the two pitchers obviously having a good night, but Roy's been under a lot of pressure. He's had a lot of base runners. Not so much for Arroyo.
Reds have stranded 7. The Astros have left 5. 2 double plays for Houston, 1 for Cincinnati. Curveball just misses.
Roy's had to deal with base runners in every inning except for the third. And just about every inning's had a couple of guys on.
Reds are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The Astros are 0 for 3. Those pitching lines. And it's a walk to Stubbs. Number 4 of the night for Oswalt. One of those intentional. Roy had only 5 walks in 26 innings coming into this game. Brandon Phillips moves in. He is 2 for 3. He's pulled the ball all 3 times tonight. Oswalt could come up in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Astros would need to put a man on for that to happen. Brad Arnsberg, the pitching coach, is on the phone with the bullpen. By the way, Brad Mills said, bullpen coach Jamie Quirk said all the guys in the pen lost that fly ball last night that Pence and Bourne lost. Strike 1 to Phillips.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to tip your cap to Mother Nature, I guess. You can't catch what you can't see.
Phillips just about at the league average. 4 pitches per plate appearance. He's walked 10 times. It's 0-2. That waggle of his is a long waggle.
Most hitters have some kind of a timing mechanism. For him, it's that waggle. The key is to make sure he gets his hands quieted down as the pitch is about to be delivered.
Lefty Tim Burdack, right-hander Chris Sampson are at work in the Houston bullpen. Out away by Phillips. Keeps the count at 0-2 on Brandon. Yankees, as you see, Burdack and Sampson. The Yankees shut out Baltimore tonight, 4-0 in Baltimore. Combined shutout by A.J. Burnett and Mariano Rivera. Robinson Cano hit 2 homers to give him 8.
Yeah, he's tearing it up. He's close to 400.
Yeah, 407.
He's over 400 now.
He's 3 for 4 tonight. Brad Mills would love another double play ball right here.
It's named after Jackie Robinson. They might have to make him Robinson Williams.
Foul back. It stays at 0 balls, 2 strikes for Roy. 110 pitches now for the Wizard. He threw 114 here against the Phillies in his second start of the year. They lost that game 2-1. Roy's had very little run support this year. 21,493 the attendance. It's 1-2. The Astros did not score a run while Roy was in the game in his first 2 starts. Then he left with a 4-0 lead at Chicago and held on 4-3 to win that one. And had another 4-3 win in his last start. Phillips steps away. going. Ball popped out of J.R. Tolle's hand, and Phillips got a steal of second base. The count going to 2-2. Or Stubbs got the steal of second base.
J.R. trying to get the ball out of his catcher's mitt, just couldn't get the handle. Stubbs runs very well. Saw him go first to third on that base hit to left field earlier.
Steal number 6 for Drew Stubbs.
He's got fresh legs, in the mood to run. I fall asleep, might think about stealing third base as well. And that's who he over there cozying up next to him, trying to keep that lead short.
Grounded to third. Feliz checks the runner. Goes across. 2 outs. Well, the guy who's as fast as Stubbs, that really becomes necessary for the third baseman to do that. He looked him back.
Yeah, it wasn't just the token glance in his direction. He looked at him a couple of times, made sure he had him headed back towards the bag before he threw across the diamond. And that's where a daring base runner at second base can, come off the bag a little bit, try to upset the timing of the play, especially when you got a speedy base runner going down the line. You can steal an infield hit. Not likely to pull that off on Feliz.
Joey Votto's 0 for 3. He's hit the ball on the ground all 3 times. This one in the air to left, and that sails over Carlos Lee's head and into the Landry's Crawford boxes for an opposite field 2-run homer for Joey Votto. And the Reds lead it 3-0 as Votto belts number 4 of the season, giving him 12 runs batted in.
It's been a tough night for Joey Votto up until that swing of the bat. He looked overmatched in some of his previous at-bats, grounded into a double play last time up, although he hit the ball pretty hard that time. But he was getting some funky swings at Roy's fastball earlier, maybe thinking off speed. And this time, we jumped all over that first pitch fastball. They've been working him in, and that was the plan there. You can see where JR was set up, and that drifted out over the plate. Very much like we were talking about with Berkman. Left-handed hitters who are very good at hitting the ball the other way. You got to do your work inside. They'll take advantage if you make a mistake out over the plate. Not by pulling it, but just staying on it and just driving it the other way.
Votto gives it a 3-run lead for Arroyo. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Roland. And a strike makes it 1-2. Stroud with a walk and a single. That was measured at 365 feet on the Votto homer. The Reds hit their 21st long ball of the year. Oswalt's thrown 117 pitches. Yes, he did. That pitch was upstairs. Jay Bruce is on deck. 3 runs on 8 hits for Cincinnati. No runs on 3 hits for Houston. The Reds are trying to get back to 500. They're 10-11. Roland is down on strikes. Strikeout number 7 for Roy. The Reds get 2 runs on 1 hit, and their lead is 3-0 in the 7th. Houston nothing, and these Houston fans, 21,493 buying tickets. So their stretch will shake loose some runs for the Astros here against Bronson Arroyo. Hunter Pence leads it off in the home 7th inning. He's 0 for 2. And the breaking pitch is good for strike 1. J.R. Tolles is on deck. Tommy Manziel's due up 3rd. The Astros have been held to 3 singles by Arroyo. That's whacked to left field. There's the first run on the board. Hunter Pence with a line shot homer. Number 2 of the year for Hunter Pence, and there's 1 run. 6 runs batted in for Hunter.
Arroyo all night long has had the Astros off stride with that off-speed breaking ball, but that time Hunter Pence jumped all over it.
It's our Coors Light cold hard blast from Hunter. It jumped out.
Breaking ball that stayed on the inside part of the plate. With Hunter, you're asking for trouble with that pitch.
J.R. Tolles takes strike 1. He's 0 for 2 with 2 whiffs. Hunter's first homer came here against the Phillies on April 10th. Now he gets number 2. Let's get a quick run back. J.R. taps that one off his leg. 4 balls, 2 strikes. That one was like a rocket shot.
Having a chat with Jeff Keppinger there in the dugout. Keppinger, he may be getting ready to pinch hit. He wants to know what he's doing. I think Jeff first said it was the same one as the first one. Instead of back-to-back breaking balls.
Now the pitcher's spot will come up in this inning. So could be Keppinger. 1 ball, 2 strikes to J.R. Tolles. Red Mills, his bench coach Al Pedrique, talk over the situation. In the air to left. Shortstop Cabrera looks out for Lance Nix. 1 out.
A little dramatic there for a second.
Sure did. Nix was late arriving on the scene. And he called off the shortstop. It's going to be Corey Sullivan coming out now to the on-deck circle. Tommy Manziel is 0 for 2. He's grounded to 3rd and struck out. And it's ball 1. Tim Burdack continues to warm up for the Astros. Chris Sampson was throwing earlier, but not at the moment. That was the 9th long ball by an Astro this year. This is game number 21.
The Astros are tied with Kelly Johnson in the home run department.
Oh, boy. 1-1. They're last in slugging, last in total bases, last in on base average. A diving roll, and he got his glove on. It's into the left field corner. Manziel takes the turn for second, and he is having one complete night of it. Double number 2 of the year. That's a 4-game hitting streak for Manziel.
Yeah, nice to get a knock to go along with all that fine defensive work. Sparkling in the field, and now a 1-out double down the 3rd baseline. Past the 7-time Gold Glover, Scott Rowland. Anything in his direction, you're fearful he's going to gobble up, but that one sharply struck. Rolling off the line and off the end of his glove.
It's Corey Sullivan pitch hitting for Roy Oswalt. In 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs. Sullivan takes the first pitch, and there's ball 1 to Corey.
Could you let me down?
Sullivan's hitting 105. He's 2 for 19 as a pinch hitter. He's 1 for 11. 2 runs driven in. It's 1-1. So for Oswalt, 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts.
And he battled tonight. He really did.
Danny Herrera, the lefty's warming up for the Reds. That's foul by Sullivan. 1-2. Corey is 2 for 4 in his career against Bronson Arroyo. Corey 0 for 1 in this series. Now a right-hander. Looks like Mike Lincoln has joined Herrera in the bullpen. That is Lincoln. Hannigan will go to the mound. Lefty hitters Bruce and Nix are due up for the Reds in the 8th, 1st and 3rd in the inning. That's why Burdack is working. 100 pitches for Arroyo, 28 in the 1st inning. He gave up a single and a walk. And he had 2 full counts and some foul balls in that inning. Broken bat. It rose to Cabrera's left. Cabrera throws out Sullivan. 2 outs. Manzella to 3rd for Michael Bourne now.
Arroyo in this inning really starting to elevate his pitches. He'll come up by design from time to time. After he's thrown a couple of off-speed pitches, he'll throw that high fastball. But in this inning, it's been some of the soft stuff that he's left up.
Bourne singled in the 1st. He's flying to center and grounded to 2nd since then. Up the left field line, it's slicing away from Nix. It's a fair ball into the corner. Scoring Manzella, 3-2 Reds. RBI double Bourne. His 2nd hit of the night, double number 5 of the year. 3rd run batted in for Bourne.
Redemption for Michael after a tough night last night. But Ofer punched out 4 times. 2 hits this evening, and that was a big one.
Bourne had been 0 for 5 in his career against the lefty warming up, Herrera, but found that pitch right on the barrel of his bat. Three extra base hits in the inning after the Astros had none through the first 6. Dusty Baker with Matsui due up next is calling on his bullpen. After getting a fine evening from Bronson Arroyo, he leaves with a 3-2 lead. Back in a moment.
.com at Bat 2010 featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details. Also remember, All-Star voting has begun. Go to Astros.com to cast those votes. Brownie, back to you.
Thanks, Mark. Wheels are spinning, and lefty reliever Danny Herrera from Odessa, Texas, comes in the game. Meanwhile, Brad Mills will counter that move by pinch hitting Jeff Keppinger for Kazuo Matsui against the lefty as our Verizon call to the pen brings in Danny Herrera.
A move I'm sure Dusty Baker anticipated, and one he's probably not all that worked up about, because Herrera has been very good against right-handed hitters this year. They're 1 out of 16 against him. That's an .063 batting average. He's worked 10 times already. And wins a loss, a 1.29 ERA. Pitched 70 times for Cincinnati last year. His out pitch probably that Scroogey. He turns it over, fades down and away from right-handed hitters.
He retired Keppinger in the 7th inning Tuesday night on a grounder to shortstop. And throws strike one. Matsui was on twice tonight with a walk and a single in 3 trips. Keppinger's hitting .300 with 8 runs batted in. He's driven in runs in 3 of his last 5 games. 5 for 25 on this homestand with a .200 batting average. 2 for 8 in this series.
There's a little more freedom in this at bat that he's been having recently as a starter. He's been hitting second a lot behind Bourne, and he's been taking a lot of pitches to allow Michael to try to steal and falling behind in the count. In this at bat, of course, he's just up there trying to get a knock, trying to drive in that tying run.
He's 0 for 1 pinch hitting. Whoa! Mike Riley calls it strike 2, and it's a 1-2 count.
Top the corner, just a funky looking pitch. That was the screwball. They switched to the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, that's why it looks so weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a trick pitch.
Keppinger's second on the team and runs batted in. Cabrera fields the grounder. And in the 7th inning, the Astros get 2 runs of their own on 3 hits. They leave a man at second base. It's 3-2 Reds. Hunter Pence getting them on the board with a home run. And it's brought to you by Centerpoint Energy, and JD will give us more.
Just one run on the board until the 7th inning. Joey Votto had been struggling at a 2-run homer off Roy Oswalt. Hunter Pence countered with a solo shot in the bottom. Michael Bourne having a nice night. In a 3-2 ball game. Fans, something to kind of hang on to here in this one. Last night the Astros made a late rally in the 9th, coming up short.
Now lefty on lefty, Tim Burdack versus Jay Bruce. Bruce 1 for 3, a double. And he rips one to right field on the first pitch. It sails over Hunter Pence's head and into the seats for a home run for Jay Bruce, number 4 of the year. And now it's 4-2 Reds.
Get a feeling that Bruce went up there looking for that pitch. And the scouting report said, hey, Burdick, left-handed hitter, likes to get ahead with that first pitch slider. Be ready for it. I'm going to say he was ready for it. Just trying to drop one in there for strike one. The guy with a reputation of being a fastball hitter, but that time Bruce ready for the off speed for the breaking ball.
Cabrera looks at ball one. Oh, a 2-run lead for Cincinnati on their second long ball in as many innings. Delivers.
The best break the Reds may have gotten tonight was the fact that Dickerson got hurt because since Stubbs has come into the game, he's been a difference maker.
Yeah.
Singleton scored in the 5th, walked, stole a base, scored in the 7th.
Line to third. Feliz caught it. Cabrera's out, number 1. Roy Oswalt in 7 innings, giving up 8 hits, 3 runs with 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Bronson Arroyo 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs.
That's 2 swings of the bat. Orlando Cabrera has absolutely blistered the ball with nothing to show for it. Line drive to Bourne, and now a rocket to Feliz.
Burdak's 1-0. His ERA 3.24. Tap foul by Lance Nix, who has a couple of hits tonight. And he fouls another one. No balls, 2 strikes. Burdak had held left-handed hitters to a 1-for-13 performance with no homers coming into this appearance. It's high and it's 1-2. Tim pitched a hitless inning Tuesday night. Astros have Lee, Berkman, Feliz due up in the bottom of the inning. Big swing by Nix, and then he strikes out. Strikeout number 8 for Astros pitchers tonight. Brad Mills is on his way to the mound, with right-handed hitting Ryan Hannigan due up next. Brandon Lyon warming up.
This time Tim buries that slider. Good 2-strike slider there down in the dirt.
Brandon Lyon's on his way. Cincinnati 4, Houston 2. Back in a moment. Game. They're keeping score. They're observing. They're remarking, making different conclusions. And now they see Brandon Lyon come in the 8th inning with the score 4-2 Reds.
Family's growing now. We've got 3 brothers in attendance here. Greg gets mistaken for Milo on the road a lot. People say, hey, Milo. I said, no, I'm Greg.
Brandon Lyon is 1-1. His ERA is 6.
He's pitched 10 times, and that 6 is because of 2 bad ones. He's given up 3 runs on 2 different occasions. The other 8 appearances, he has pitched scoreless baseball.
Last 4 trips to the mound, he's had a win and 3 holds. Hannigan, the batter. So Lyon has hit a good stride, and there's ball 1. Johnny Gomes is on deck.
Worked twice in the Marlins series, twice in the Pirates series. This is his first outing against the Redlegs.
First time out since Saturday. 2-0. Pitcher spot due up next for the Reds. Arthur Rhodes is working in Cincinnati's bullpen. Lyon throws it in for a strike.
And that home run Jay Bruce hit, giving Dusty Baker a 2-run lead to work with Carlos Lee leading out the bottom of the inning, to be followed by Berkman. And you know he wants Berkman hitting from the right side, so he can bring Rhodes in, not have to waste an extra pitcher. Even if Carlos yanks one on him, he's still got a 1-run lead.
Good point. 2-2.
It's a 1-run game. He might go righty lefty, or he might even think about leaving that righty in to face Berkman. Not likely, but he's got a little wiggle room now.
Lyon misses with a curve, and it's a full count on Hannigan now.
Brandon, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. So a little more varied repertoire than a lot of relief pitchers.
Up the middle to Lyon. And in the 8th inning, the Bruce homer lifts the Reds ahead by 2. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. Bottom of the 8th coming would leave Berkman and Feliz to bat. To a game. Pitcher number 3 comes in for Dusty Baker. He is right-hander Mike Lincoln. Lincoln takes over to face Carlos Lee. Then Lance Berkman due up. Lincoln's 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA.
So see how Dusty decides to play it here after Lee. And a lot will depend on what Carlos does. But he's got double barrel action working behind him in the bullpen out there. Lefty righty. Rhodes continues to throw, and I'm guessing that's Massett maybe up there along with him.
It is Massett.
He's worked both games of this series already.
Carlos Lee is 5 for 8 in his career against Mike Lincoln. Carlos 1 for 3 in this game. Fouls it back, strike 1. Danny Herrera retired the only man he faced, Jeff Cavinger. Arroyo in 6 2/3 allowed 6 hits, 2 runs. He walked 3 and fanned 7. To center field. Stubbs moving in. 1 out for Lincoln. And it's Berkman who's walked twice and popped a second. Lincoln was on the shelf much of last season with a cervical disc replacement surgery. Pitched in 19 games for the Reds. Healthy again this year at age 35. He's been in more than 250 major league games.
It's a nice story back in 08 when he came back to the big leagues for the first time in a long time. Last time he'd seen a major league mound was 2004 prior to the 08 season.
Strike 1 to Berkman. Lincoln's given up 1 earned run in his last 7 1/3 innings. Misses there, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Showing just a little baby cutter. Just
Yeah.
A little late cutting action there. This was a pretty good curveball.
That's right. He's got that big curve. Runs that one away from Lance. It's 2 balls and a strike. Tampa Bay is now 17-5 after beating Kansas City 11-1. Matt Garza goes to 4-1, beating Luke Hochevar. Berkman rolls it foul. It's 2-2. Pedro Feliz is on deck. In the 9th for the Reds, they have the pitcher spot. Then Stubbs and Phillips due up. Oh, that pitch looked good. 3-2.
That was really neat what Hannigan did there. He wanted to go away. Lincoln shook him off to come in, and Hannigan kind of motioned his head. All right, get it in there then if you're going to come in.
Fox tracks liked it. Down to the right side and speared by Votto. He throws to Lincoln. Good play by Votto. 2 outs.
That sure was a good play. Looked like it was by him.
Sure did, yeah. Don't know if Phillips could have gotten it behind him or not. No, probably. Well, maybe.
Some leather flashed in this ball game. That's that second bounce with the topspin. Lacrosse ball. Will corral it.
2 down now for Lincoln, and it's Pedro Feliz. He's 0 for 3. There's the Lincoln curve, and it's ball 1.
They come after the Lincoln tunnel.
Might. Fly ball left field. Lance Nix moving over. Yeah, the wind won't help. And after 8, it's 4-2 Reds. homestand, 9th inning, and it's Matt Lindstrom, the Astros closer, coming in. After Brandon Lyon retired, the only man he faced, Ryan Hannigan. Here is Lindstrom with those numbers.
Yeah, and like Lyon, his first appearance in this series, 6 saves and 6 tries, an ERA of 3 for Matthias Lindstrom. 10 strikeouts, just a 1 walk in 9 innings, so he has delivered in his first month in an Astro uniform. Throwing the ball quite well.
Johnny Gomes will be pinch hitting for the pitcher to lead it off here in the 9th inning. Mike Lincoln in 1 inning allowed no hits, no runs, with no walks, no strikeouts. You got Lee, Berkman, and Feliz. Gomes carries a .218 average with a couple of homers. He's driven in 11. There's strike 1 on the fastball to Gomes. Gomes is second on the club and runs batted in with 11. And a walk-off homer against the Cardinals on the 8th of April off Jason Mott. Unable to catch up with that fastball. He falls behind in the count, 0-2.
If he catches up to it, I think he's going to hit it a long way.
Yeah.
He is taking a very violent swing. Got a little lift, a little uppercut in that hack. But he's going to have to be a little quicker to catch up to Lindstrom.
And he does not do that. Strikes out on a foul tip. 1 out.
Good execution by Lindstrom and good game calling there by Tolles. Blown it by, guy. Don't mess around. Don't come off of that fastball. He was well behind it with each of those swings. See the hitch. And there's no way. Didn't get the hands back ready to go quickly enough. That's a tough assignment coming off the bench to face this kind of stuff.
Drew Stubbs has come off the bench to do well. Single, a walk, 2 runs scored. Playing for the injured Chris Dickerson. There's strike 1 on the slider for Lindstrom. Lindstrom has had 6 saves in 6 appearances in a row, dating back to last Saturday when he saved the 5-2 win over Pittsburgh.
Matt does not have a lot of big league time on him, but he's not a youngster. He's 30 years of age. Originally drafted by the Mets.
The fastball had some run on it.
You just get the sense watching him that the Astros have got him at the right time. He's really kind of coming into his own.
Well, and timing being that they identified that the Florida Marlins had moved on to a different closer in Leo Nunez after Lindstrom had been the closer to open the season, then had gotten hurt. He had a high ERA last year. He was available. Marlins weren't going to pay him a lot of money to be a setup man, it appeared. Liner over shortstop into left center field. Carlos Lee over to play it and throws into second to hold the runner with a single. Well, Stubbs has come off the bench in this game to get on all 3 times he's paraded to the plate.
Yeah, he's having a nice night. Went first to third on a base hit to left back in the 5th. Kind of stole a base in that instance, and I think he had larceny on his mind here too, if he's thinking about stretching this single into a double. But Lee hustling over, cutting it off, anticipating that Stubbs might try for 2, so he was ready to turn and fire that ball back in.
Now Phillips is 2 for 4. Wow. The movement on that pitch. Strike 1 to Phillips. Lindstrom can ride that 4-seam fastball up and mix in a slider, and then that last pitch. Now you've got 3 totally different looks. Foul ball outside the right field line makes it 0-2. A case tonight of Lyon and Lindstrom both not having pitched since Saturday. They need the work. And Brad Mills needs to keep this game close with the bottom of the 9th coming, trailing 4-2. Kevin Floyd, the winner for the White Sox, 7-5 at Texas over O'Day. Konerko hit 2 homers. He has 10. Justin Smoke hit his first as a big leaguer for the Rangers. That's a nice month of April. 10 bombs.
Sure is.
1-2.
Konerko's been at it a good long while.
Yes, he has.
Smoke, did they send Davis out? First baseman, right? Smoke.
That's right. Runner going. And without a play, Dole's unable to catch that pitch. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the steal by Stubbs. The second of the night. 7th of the year. Stubbs is putting on a show. He stole a base last night. Scored 2 runs. Was on base 3 times. The Astros drafted him, but were unable to sign him. He went to the University of Texas and then became a first rounder. The 8th player drafted in 06 by Cincinnati. From Atlanta, Texas.
Thinking about 3rd, too.
Yeah.
Nothing else upsetting the concentration a little bit of Matt Lindstrom.
3-2. Brad Arnsberg. Oh, pitchers love working with him. Temperature moves in at second base. And that's a walk to Phillips. 2-man on for Votto now. 5th walk of the night for Astros pitchers. Votto ripped a 2-run homer in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 4. Lindstrom could use a double play ball here. Scott Rowland's on deck.
Hit it to Manzella.
Strike to Votto.
Had been having a tough night up until that point. But he told somebody, he was pointing at somebody. I told you. Somebody was going to go deep tonight. It's like Babe Ruth. He's Canadian.
1 ball, 1 strike. Who is the all-time Canadian home run leader in Major League Baseball? Any idea?
Wayne Gretzky. I would go with Larry Walker probably.
Yeah.
Jason May's got quite a few.
Yes, he does. Not nearly finished either, it would appear. 2 balls and a strike. Milwaukee and San Diego have played 2. They're scoreless at Petco Park. Padres are 13-8. They have Wade LeBlanc on the mound tonight against Doug Davis. Larry Walker, 383. Matt Steer is second with 259. Jason Bay is 4th. 186. 3-1 to Votto. He could sit on a location here if he wants to. Taps it foul. 3-2. Fastball for Lindstrom. Went up on the board at 94 that time. Pirates got 2 in the first and lead the Dodgers 2-0 after 2 against Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, some pitchers sacrifice a good bit of velocity when they get off the 4-seamer and throw a 2-seamer. And Lindstrom not so much. When he throws his 2-seamer, he's still throwing 94, 95 miles an hour. Maybe a couple clicks off his 4-seamer, but not much. 2-seamer's the one that's got that tailing sinking action.
Ball 4 to Votto, loads the bases. And now it's Scott Rowland with 1 out. Single, walk, walk. And the Reds are in business here, leading 4-2. They have 10 hits, but still within reach if Lindstrom can come up with an escape act here. Francisco Cordero, the Reds closer, gave up 2 hits and 1 run in 2/3 of an inning last night. He walked a man. Roland single to center in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Jay Bruce is on deck. Strike to Roland. Reds have stranded 7. The Astros have left 6 on base. Tap to third. Foul ball. Lee's unable to make the pickup. But the ball was foul, and it's 0-2 to Roland.
I don't know if he would have had a play had he fielded it in fair territory anyway. And then wouldn't have had much of an angle. His only play would have been home to try to cut off Stubbs. And Stubbs running right down the baseline, but foul ball, moot point.
See Chad Fairchild, the umpire from third, looking in from behind the bag. Roland with 4 grand slams behind him, the count 0-2. And he pops it up. May not be in play for J.R. Tolles.
May not come down. Man, that thing was skied.
J.R. tossed his mask, and the home plate umpire caught it. Mike Riley, that was pretty good.
Here, hold this for me, would you? I'm going to go try to make a play.
Haven't seen that one in a while. Check this out.
Right, there's the ball. Find the ball. Throw the mask out of harm's way, and Riley's over there to make the catch.
Yeah, he caught it on the fly.
There. Take it back.
0-2 to Roland. He just got a small piece of it. J.R. felt it.
A good piece of J.R. Riding fastball. He's got him in the right forearm. And here we go. Here's Mike Riley.
Roland did some damage against the Astros in the 2004 National League Championship Series with 3 homers and 6 runs batted in that year.
Good slider out there. Throw a 2-strike slider. You got to make sure you get it off the plate. Don't want to leave it in the strike zone. Pretty good looking 2-strike swing right there by
Yes,
Roland.
it was.
Not a defensive swing at all. You know, facing a guy that throws as hard as Lindstrom does down on the count 2 strikes, that's a pretty impressive hack.
He had a single in the 5th inning on an 0-2 count from Oswalt. Ground ball to second. Keppinger with a flip. And some of the middleman. And the Astros get their 3rd double play of the night. To keep it scoreless in the 9th. No runs a hit. A couple of men left. 4-2 Reds. by your Texas Ford dealers and the 2010 F-150, by the Progressive Insurance Group, and by Southwest Airlines. Reds 4, Astros 2. Bottom of the 9th inning here in downtown Houston. Final game of the homestand. And the Astros have one more shot with the closer coming in for Cincinnati. Francisco Cordero with a 2-run lead. It'll be Pence, Tolles, and Manzella due up.
Third appearance in this series for Cordero. First time it is a save opportunity in those situations this year. He's been successful 7 out of 8 times with a 3.18 ERA. 11 in the third innings. He's walked 7. Control can get a little wobbly from time to time, so patience is a virtue.
Hunter Pence ripped a home run in the 7th inning off Bronson Arroyo. He's 1 for 3. Tolles on deck. Line drive left field. That loops in for a single in front of Nix. And Pence is 2 for 4 tonight.
Patience is overrated. Last time up, he hit a slider that stayed in the zone. BB for a home run. The same thing here. Now that's the book on Hunter. Sliders away, but if you leave it in the strike zone, see how he opens up that front side. If that ball hangs, it kind of spins a little bit, stays middle in. That's a pitch he hammers.
Pence aboard, Tolles the batter. Jeff Blum out to the on-deck circle. Tommy Manzella due up next. Tolles 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a fly ball to left. And it's strike 1 for Cordero. Last night, Pence got an infield hit off Cordero, and Blum had an RBI single. Cordero has contributed in 8 of the Reds' 10 wins. Tolles helping him there, and it's 0-2.
At times in the past, JR has been criticized and perhaps a little frustrated with himself, being too patient, taking too many hittable fastballs, and wants to be aggressive in this sequence. He just got a little overly anxious.
Pops it up. Phillips calling. 1 out for Cordero. Jeff Blum is a pinch hitter now for Manzella. He really came through last night in that pinch hit role with the RBI single off Cordero in the 9th inning.
Well, that's the thing. He's pitched all 3 games of this series. As I mentioned, the first 2 were not save opportunities. So to that end, a little bit of an advantage for the Astros in that some of these hitters that he's seeing here with the game on the line, they've had at-bats off of him in this series. Blum has got great numbers off Cordero in his career. He's 6 out of 13. It's a .462 average.
Fouls it away, strike 1. Blum is 3 for 5 this year pinch hitting with 3 runs batted in. He's hitting .382 this season as a left-handed batter. That one was right there where the hitter wants to swing. It's 0-2.
They're not messing around, challenging with 2 heaters. Jeff having 2 pretty good swings.
Cordero 26th on the all-time save list with 257, 10 behind Bob Wickman. Gave up 2 in the bottom of the 9th and a loss at Pittsburgh with his blown save, the only one of the year in that game. Tap the shortstop. Cabrera with a toss. Phillips the middleman, and a double play. That ends this ball game, and the Reds sweep this 3-game series. The Astros going to 5-4 on this homestand. They fall to 8-13 for the season. The Reds are at 500 now, 11-11 as they head to St. Louis. Final: Cincinnati 4, Houston 2.